Okay, just doing a quick comparison here of a brand new 6-inch wide ZT420 printer and an XI series printer from Zebra, just to kind of show you some of the quick differences between the two classes of printers. This model is one, it's kind of like last year's model, but it shows you sort of the upgraded version of what you could do with even a refurbished Zebra printer compared to like going with a moderate cost, lower duty cycle type printer. And you can see here right out of the box, first of all, again, we really like Zebra printers and highly recommend them. So if you're trying to decide between a Zebra and some other printer, that's probably another topic, but we're comparing within the Zebra line here. Right out of the box, you see we would have to make some adjustments to get this to print properly on one side of the label material. Now, to get that done, you see there's two adjustment points here for pressure on the print head. So you can adjust those two pressure points, through a finite set of, incremental adjustments that are defined, and these 2 feet, the adjustability of these 2 feet along the railing here is limited. So if you have like a 4-inch wide piece of material, this is a 6-inch wide printer, most people are going to print a 6-inch wide or in that ballpark label on this kind of a printer. So really this pressure ability to slide is not so much an issue on this printer probably. But if you do want to do a wide variety of materials, some 6 inches wide, some 4 inches wide, it's nice to have that ability to move the feet back and forth and to have a lot of adjustability in, how much pressure you can bring to bear on the print head. You can see here, I do like, compared to the Z series that preceded this model, is now the print head is, it stays sort of perpendicular to the platen roller when the print head opens, which is my compliments to Zebra for making that design change compared to the Z series printer that would hinge in this fashion, which again was less intuitive and could cause some ribbon wrinkle for the first few labels. So you don't get that with this new model now, which is great. But you do see here the ribbon take-up spindle is entirely made out of plastic materials, and if someone's going to abuse this printer, in a hostile type of an industrial environment, these types of things are going to take a lot of punishment. Same with the spindle, the ribbon supply spindle. We've seen in some cases if someone forces that on with a lot of impact, something like this can eventually, after years of doing that, could eventually, cause some damage. But and then just the general frame of the printer again is plastic in many parts. We really like the user interface. I think that's very intuitive. You have a menuing system where you can kind of move around within the menu and select different types of areas to get into, which we think is very intuitive. That's the networking section of the menu. So we like that. Very intelligent printer. I'm sure it's extremely fast processor, and we noticed the first label out time was very good over the network. So overall, size of the machine, for using like a rewinder and things like that is, of course, a different kind of an animal, right, for doing those types of applications. So now you'll see, like on specialized types of applications with certain materials, this adjustability of pressure on the print head can make or break an application. The other thing is this guide in here on how you guide the edge of the label material on this is still from the old Z series design, but I like how it has sort of a top clamping capability to make it much harder for that to jump over, and it is side loading here, so it's nice. You kind of get the advantages of the Z series side loading, but you do get the print head that opens up again with the head staying perpendicular to the platen roller. So that's good. But here you can see an application where label stock such as this, if you call Zebra tech support and you start talking about plastic labels or plastic tags and things like this is popular in the steel industry. It's kind of a plastic material you're going to be sensing off notches then at that point, and you're going to need really good tracking on the material, and you're also going to need the ability, you can see how I was adjusting this here, to get good print quality. You're going to need to be able to adjust those pressure feet in both position and in magnitude, right, together. So but these are kind of notch sensing type applications that are kind of specialized. So comparing that to the XI series printers, you can see here we're talking about like more of a metal framed type of a printer, right? All the the key things that take a lot of abuse like over the years, and we get in a lot of older units. This unit has been gone over quite a bit and cleaned up, but these things get banged around, they get dented, things can happen. So now you can see here the pressure adjustments. I'll get into that a little bit. You can see here I've got these 2 feet now centered over my 4x2 label material, so I can actually slide those feet along the rail, by loosening those screws right there and sliding. And I can also greatly, adjust the degree of pressure down onto the print head in any way I need to, again, to get some of these specialized types of applications done. So, but a very heavy duty, all around unit that can take a lot of abuse, from users. This one has a rewinder option in it. Overall size of the printer, you can see, is obviously quite a bit bigger. So just some, trade-offs between the different machines that you'll see. Again, this is one generation behind, but it kind of gives you some sense between choosing between an XI series printer, either a new or a refurbished one, and a newer version of the same thing with, again, like sort of a hybrid of plastic and metal on the different areas, more of a stamped, steel bottom there. So anyway, just again, we love Zebra printers either way, but this kind of gives you some sense for, kind of like how to make that selection. Thank you.